Dear students, in this class, we are going to have a discussion on the topic effect of temperature on reaction rates. And you have learned the fundamentals on chemical kinetics from the previous classes. Basically, chemical kinetics is a branch of chemistry that deals with the kinetics of chemical reaction, that is, the speed of a chemical reaction. The speed of a chemical reaction can be otherwise called rate of a chemical reaction. The rate of a chemical reaction depends on several factors. The speed of the chemical reaction depends on several factors such as temperature, pressure, concentration, catalyst, and so on. So the reaction rate varies by varying these factors: temperature, pressure, concentration of the reactant, or the addition of a catalyst. So we are going to learn now what is the effect of temperature on reaction rate. What is the influence of temperature on chemical reactions? The effect of temperature on reaction rates can be studied or by knowing a term called temperature coefficient of reaction rates. So knowing temperature coefficient of reaction rate, coefficient of reaction rate. Okay. So this temperature coefficient, we are going to learn about this temperature coefficient. Okay. You know very well that by increasing the temperature, the rate of the reaction increases. How much the rate increases with the increase in the temperature? That is studied under this heading, temperature coefficient of reaction rates. In most of the chemical reaction, the reaction gets doubled or tripled. The reaction rate gets doubled or tripled by increasing 10-degree rise of temperature. So, the increase in the reaction rate upon rising the temperature to 10 degrees centigrade is studied by this parameter called temperature coefficient of reaction rate. So how do you define the temperature coefficient of reaction rate? So it is nothing but temperature coefficient of reaction rate is nothing but the ratio of rate constants of the same chemical reaction studied at two different temperatures. Okay, say for example 25 degrees centigrade and then 35-degree centigrade. Okay, the rate of the reaction studied at two different temperatures. Say room temperature is 25 degrees centigrade and plus 10 degree, 25 degree plus 10 degree is the 35 degrees centigrade. So studying the reaction rate at a temperature, the ratio of rate constants of the chemical reaction studied at two different temperatures. So this can be written by a generalized formula KT plus 10. Rate constant at room temperature and rate constant at T plus 10, room temperature plus 10 degrees centigrade. So the rate constant studied at room temperature can be called as specific reaction rate. Okay. So the ratio of rate constant of specific reaction rate studied at T and T plus 10 degrees centigrade is called temperature coefficient of reaction rate. Okay. How much the temperature increases for just a 10 degrees centigrade? So it is very much wonderful and astonishing to know that just by rising 10 degrees centigrade, the chemical reaction gets doubled or tripled. So this is verified with several reactions. Say for example, dissociation of potassium, hydroiodic acid, KiO3, or hydroiodic acid. Okay, so this raises the rate by 1.7 times. Okay, similarly, reaction between methyl iodide and sodium ethoxide. Okay, this raises the temperature by approximately 3.8. Okay, so rise of 10 degrees centigrade raises the temperature by 1.7 in one particular reaction and 3.8 in some other reaction. So this is not a common phenomenon for all the reaction that the reaction gets doubled. In some reaction, the reaction gets doubled. 1.7 is closer to 2, and similarly 3.8 is closer to 3 or 4. So the reaction is 4 times increases with the rise of 10 degrees centigrade in these two cases. Okay, so similarly there are several other examples in which the rate of the reaction gets doubled or tripled or multiplied by 4. Okay, so this phenomena is studied by using this parameter called temperature coefficient of reaction rate. Okay, let us now know what are the limitations with respect to the temperature coefficient of reaction rate. The first limitation is that it is not common. Rising of 10 degrees centigrade doesn't make a common multiplication factor by either 2 or 3 or 4 for all the reaction. So it differs from reactions to reactions. Okay, so and at the same time the rise of reaction rate is not exact. You cannot predict it very exactly that 10 degrees centigrade would rise exactly by 2. So it may be 1.7 to 2.3 or some other value, 2.4, like that. Okay, so it is not an exact you cannot determine it exactly. So only an approximation you can say the reaction gets doubled or tripled. Okay, so this is one of the limitation with the temperature coefficient of reaction rate. Okay, and number 2 is that upon increasing the temperature, the molecular movement increases. When the molecular movement increases, naturally there will be more number of possible collisions between the molecules. Then, is there any relationship between the number of collisions and the temperature coefficient of reaction rate? Yes, there is a relationship between the collisions and the reaction rate, but temperature coefficient of reaction rate could not be explained on the basis of the number of increase in collisions. Okay, so the number of, when you raise the temperature by 10 degrees centigrade, the number of collisions increases only by 2%. Number of collisions increases by 2%, but the rate increases 200 times or 300 times, 200% or 300%. Okay, so there is no correlation between the rise of temperature and the number of collisions and the reaction rate. Okay, so these two are the limitations of temperature coefficient of reaction rate. Okay, now let us know how the reaction rate increases. What is the phenomenon? What is the mechanism or principle behind the increase in the reaction rate? Okay, so the increase in the reaction rate can be well explained with the help of a collision theory. We are going to learn in detail about the collision theory, but let us just know what is a collision theory. Okay, so the collision theory is the earlier theory through which the chemical kinetics, the rate of the reaction could be explained. Okay, according to collision theory, the rate of the reaction increases with the increase in the number of collisions between the molecules. So when two reactant molecules approach each other and collide, okay, there will be a bond formation among the reactants, okay, and the new bond formation will take place among the reactants, and the existing bonds will be broken in the reactants. So the new bond formation among the reactants leads to product formation. So this is the essence of collision theory. Okay, how the temperature coefficient of reaction rate is explained with the help of collision theory. Yeah, so there is a correlation between the number of molecule with appropriate kinetic energy and the kinetic energy of the molecule. So in y-axis I take number of molecules with minimum or appropriate kinetic energy, okay, and in the y-axis I take kinetic energy of molecules. Okay, say, so in this diagram I am going to study a particular chemical reaction at two different temperatures, say 25 degrees centigrade and at elevated temperature 35 degree centigrade. Okay, so when the temperature increases, the molecule absorbs the temperature and rises its energy. Okay, so the molecule starts to move fast. Okay, so as a result we can say the kinetic energy of the molecule increases by increasing the temperature. Okay, so when I increase the temperature of a system, the kinetic energy of the molecule increases. Okay, then I am going to study the kinetic energy with respect to the number of molecule with the minimum or appropriate kinetic energy to give products. Okay, so in such a case I have studied this. Okay, say this is a temperature T1. Temperature T1 is this curve explains the number of molecules with kinetic energy. So if I increase the temperature, the number of molecules with kinetic energy increases and passes this way. So this is the maximum kinetic energy. This is the maximum kinetic energy that this molecule possess during a chemical reaction. Okay, so let me say this as A, B, C, D. Okay, so this molecule with this much of kinetic energy, is called threshold energy. Molecule with this much of kinetic energy is called a threshold energy. In other words, we can say the minimum energy the molecule possesses to convert it into product. The minimum energy that the reactant molecule possesses to convert into product. Okay, so beyond this threshold energy, the reactants will be converted into product. Below this threshold energy, the molecule just keeps moving and doesn't make effective collision. As a result, below this kinetic energy, the molecule cannot be converted into a product. Reactant molecules cannot be converted into a product. So as a result, there is no reaction. Okay, so the threshold energy is the minimum energy that the reactant molecule possesses to convert the reactants into a product. Okay, so by increasing the temperature, the kinetic energy increases. As a result, the molecule with the threshold energy increases. Okay, so let us say this. Though there are more number of molecules at this kinetic energy, there are less number of molecules with threshold energy, threshold kinetic energy here. Okay, So now if I study the same, okay, at an elevated temperature T2, say T1 is 25 degree centigrade and T2 is 35 degree centigrade. So if I increase the temperature by T2, okay, so what happens is that the threshold energy of the molecule increases from ABCD to ABEF. So at temperature T1, okay, and ABCD is the area of the molecule possessing the threshold energy. At temperature T2, ABEF is the threshold energy of the molecule. The molecules possessing the threshold energy. Okay, so by rising the temperature, okay, so you must know that this entire ABEF is the entire energy, threshold energy of the molecules. This much of molecules possess threshold energy, okay, upon rising the temperature to 2. So therefore, the molecule with the threshold energy into 2. Okay, the molecule with the threshold energy increases by 2. It increases by 2. Okay, so therefore, the rate of the reaction gets doubled or tripled. Okay, so this is the explanation that we can see it based on the collision theory of reaction rate. Okay, so now we have learned what is the effect of temperature on reaction rate. Okay, um, uh, the reaction gets the rate of the temperature coefficient of reaction rate is the reaction rate ratio of reaction rate studied at two different degree temperature, two different temperatures like 25 to 35 degrees centigrade. The ratio of rate constant of specific reaction rates studied at 25 degree to 35 degree centigrade is called temperature coefficient of reaction rate. The temperature coefficient of reaction rates gets doubled or tripled by rising 10 degree centigrade. Okay, so these basic informations that we have learned from the effect of temperature on reaction rate. Okay, so now you must know about another concept or equation, okay, called Arrhenius equation of reaction rates. So, well, the Arrhenius equation is one of the very important equation in chemical kinetics, which explains about the reaction rate and energy of the molecule or the temperature of the reaction system. Okay, so K is equal to A e power minus EA by RT. Okay, so you must be knowing it. How the Arrhenius equation is derived. Okay, the basis of Arrhenius equation is the one-half equation, one-half thermodynamic equation. Okay, so before you get into the derivation part, you must know how it is derived from one-half equation. Okay, so if you say the reactant turned into products, so there is assume that the reactants and the products are existing in equilibrium. Say A plus B gives C plus D. Reactants and product are existing in an equilibrium state. Okay, so when the reactants will be converted into product, so the reactants when it is in a passive state, okay, and products are in an active state. So when molecules turn from passive state to active state, they get converted into a product. Okay, when they get converted from passive to active state, by either increasing the temperature, pressure, or a catalyst. Okay, concentration of the by increasing the concentration of the molecule as well. Okay, so by increasing the temperature, the molecule takes away more kinetic energy. As a result, more collisions to take place. As a result, what the reaction proceeds faster. As a result, I mean the by meaning that the reactant molecules turns from passive state to an active state. Okay, so rate of the forward reaction K1 and rate constant of the backward reaction, you name it as K2. Then K1 is equal to rate constant K into K1 is the rate of a forward reaction is equal to rate constant K1 concentration of C concentration of D, and rate of the backward reaction is equal to K2 concentration of the reactants A and B, C and D. So rate of the reaction is equal to rate constant in the concentration of the reactant. So for the forward reaction, concentration of reactant A and B should be taken, and for the backward reaction, concentration of C and D should be taken. Okay, so at equilibrium, okay, this both equal. K1 concentration of A into B at equilibrium, okay, is equal to K2 concentration of C into concentration of D. Okay, so we can write this. We can write that K1 by K2 is equal to concentration of C, concentration of D divided by concentration of A, concentration of B. Okay, so this is popularly known as equilibrium constant K. K1 by K2 is known as equilibrium constant. So let us keep it here and know that the popular Van 't Hoff equation. The popular Van 't Hoff equation. So what is the Van 't Hoff equation? Van 't Hoff equation explains you the d ln k divided by dt is equal to delta E by RT squared. D ln k by dt is equal to delta E by RT squared. So by the way, I can write this capital K, D ln k, equilibrium constant K, as we have D ln K1 by K2 by dt is equal to delta E by RT square. Okay, so I can write this as D ln K1 by dt minus D ln K2 by dt is equal to delta E by RT square. D ln K2 by dt is equal to delta E by RT square. So this can be written in another way. Say this. I can write this by bringing this to the right hand side. I can write D ln K1 by dt is equal to delta E by RT square plus as a whole, this can be noted as a constant. Okay, and similarly D ln K2 by dt is equal to delta E by RT square plus I. Okay, so at constant K1, this can be written as E1. At constant K2, this can be written as E2. Okay, so I can write this altogether. So you can write this ln K1 is equal to minus E1 by RT. That is, by integrating this equation, you can write ln K1 is equal to minus E1 by RT. Similarly, plus constant A. Similarly, ln K2 is equal to minus E2 by RT plus a constant A. Okay. So by removing the logarithm, you can write, K1 is equal to A e power minus E1 by RT, or K2 is equal to A e power minus E2 by RT. Okay. And as from this, okay, you can write in general small k is equal to A e power minus E by RT in general. Okay, so this equation is known as Arrhenius equation. So this equation states that k is the rate constant, A is a constant or a frequency factor, E is the energy, R is a gas constant, T is the temperature. Okay. So this E is a very important factor called energy of activation. Energy of activation. Okay. That is, what is energy of activation? EA. Energy of activation is the minimum energy. Minimum activation is the minimum energy required to transform reactants into product. The minimum energy possessed by the reactant molecules to convert reactants into a product. Okay. So this minimum energy is a very essential. If you draw an energy diagram and a reaction coordinate either. Okay, so this energy is called the energy, energy difference between the reactants and maximum is called energy of activation. Okay, so only those molecule which crosses this energy barrier, okay, is said to possess this minimum energy EA. Okay, so this minimum energy is called energy of activation. So you can assume an uphill and a downhill. Okay, one rides a bicycle, okay, in the uphill. So the rider has to apply more energy to reach to the top of the hill. Okay, once he reaches the top of the hill, he will directly come down to the downhill. Okay, so reactant to a maximum energy state and then product. And those who do not possess the energy to go into the top of a hill by with energy, so they cannot come to the downhill. Okay, so only those who can ride, okay, to the top hill can convert it into product. Those who do not ride cannot be converted into product. So this man who reaches the top can very easily come to the downhill product. Okay, so this energy is required. This minimum energy is required to come to the downhill. Okay, so the energy barrier is this. This is much of energy barrier is required. So if whatever molecule which possesses whatever molecule which crosses the energy barrier, okay, can be converted into product. So the minimum energy required by the molecule to convert into product is called the energy of activation. Okay, so in other words, the threshold energy, as we have seen earlier, okay, the threshold energy is the molecules with the minimum energy or frequency to convert reactants into product. Okay, so in this class we have learned two concepts. One is the temperature coefficient of reaction rate, another is the energy of activation, Arrhenius equation, energy of activation, and the threshold energy. So I hope you have understood these concepts, and let us go into the next topic. So if you have any questions, you can please comment it in the comment box in the YouTube. Okay, I'll be able to answer you. Thank you very much.